In 1988, the WWF launched Summerslam, a pay-per-view which quickly became one of its most popular shows and is seen by many fans as second only to WrestleMania. However, not every main event has been a hit. Join us now as Wrestlelamia ranks every single SummerSlam main event from worst to best. Number 31. Mayville vs Diesel. In 1995, the WWF was desperate for stars. So desperate, Vince McMahon decided to make Mayville into a monster heel, despite the big man's complete lack of wrestling ability and a propensity for accidentally hurting opponents. After winning 1995's King of the Ring, Mayville was put into a program against WWF champion Diesel, resulting in this abomination of a match. Ironically, Pittsburgh's Civic Center, which hosted 1995 SummerSlam, was also used as the backdrop for Jean-Claude Van Damme's film Sudden Death, an apt description for how bad this main event was. Number 30. Brutus Beefcake and Hulk Hogan vs Zeus and Macho Man. 1989 saw Vince McMahon doing everything possible to salvage the box office dud known as No Holds Barred, going so far as to bringing in actor Tom Tiny Lister, who played the film's villain Zeus, as Hulk Hogan's in-ring nemesis, including a tag team match at SummerSlam. Sadly, not even the technical skills of Brutus Beefcake could save this one. Legend has it, a hazmat team was called in to fumigate the Meadowlands Arena after this stinkfest of a main event. Number 29. The Undertaker vs Brock Lesnar. The Undertaker has always been gracious in putting people over, something seen by Taker's willingness to put Lesnar over early in his career and the dead man allowing the Beast incarnate to pin him at WrestleMania 30. Here, The Undertaker seemed ready to take revenge on Lesnar for snapping the streak, but the match was arguably their worst, and the finish looking like something torn from Vince Russo's playbook, with the timekeeper ringing the bell when The Undertaker appeared to be tapping out to Lesnar's Chimera lock. The referee didn't see it, however, and Taker recovered, low-blowing Lesnar and choking him out with the Hell's Gate. This only made The Undertaker look weak, making for a meaningless victory over Lesnar and a lousy main event. Number 28. Lex Luger vs Yokozuna. When Hulk Hogan bailed on the WWF, Vince McMahon saw Lex Luger as the next Hulk Hogan, turning the narcissist face and putting him on a cross-country tour bus called the Lex Express. This led to Luger's match against the WWF champion Yokozuna with a stipulation that if Luger didn't win the belt, he was banned from future title matches. Reportedly, Vince McMahon got cold feet at the prospect of Lex Luger becoming WWF champion and had Luger win by countout instead. Red, white and blue balloons fell from the rafters as if Luger had won the belt, leaving fans mystified as to what they'd just seen and popping the balloons to see if there were refunds inside for their tickets. Number 27. The Undertaker vs the Underfaker. Some ideas sound great on paper, but just don't cut it once they leave the drawing board. Whether it's Solo a Star Wars story, Ric Flair finance, or here, a match pitting The Undertaker against an evil double dubbed The Underfaker. This 1994 storyline saw The Undertaker seemingly die at the Royal Rumble, only for the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase to bring him back from the grave. Eventually, Paul Bearer brought the real Undertaker back and the two battled at SummerSlam. The two plodded through a slow and painful main event. In fact, the match was so poorly received, the WWF dropped the angle immediately. Number 26. Team WWE vs Team Nexus. 2010 SummerSlam featured one of its biggest matches in years, with the Nexus invasion grabbing fans' attention and actually caring about a storyline. The build-up was fantastic and there were plenty of excellent workers in the 7 vs 7 elimination bout. However, the finish of John Cena overcoming a 2-on-1 disadvantage not only destroyed the match, but destroyed the Nexus angle. Several WWE superstars have commented they wanted the Nexus to go over, only for John Cena to refuse to do so. This resulted in Cena winning the match, and the angle dying a slow and painful death, robbing the fans of what could have been a great program culminating at 2011's WrestleMania. Number 25. Hogan and Warrior vs Team Slaughter. Never has a match title been more appropriate than 1991's A Match Made in Hell, which was the handicap bout featuring the team of Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior, taking on Sergeant Slaughter, General Adnan, and Colonel Mustafa, aka the Iron Sheik. The only drama in this match was whether special referee Sid Justice would call the match down the middle. Spoilers, he did. Number 24. Brock Lesnar vs Randy Orton. Vince McMahon's crush on Brock Lesnar sunk to new lows in 2016 when the chairman decided the best way to end this glorified squash match was to have Lesnar punch out Orton for real, resulting in a bloody technical knockout and a concussion for the Viper. The finish of the match nearly led to a shoot backstage between Chris Jericho and Brock Lesnar, as Jericho believed Lesnar had intentionally hurt Orton. Well, he did hit him intentionally, but he didn't mean to hurt him that badly. Confused? So were we, and everyone else who was watching this ridiculous match. Number 23. The Ultimate Warrior vs Rick Rude. Getting a good match out of the Ultimate Warrior is as rare as seeing Brock Lesnar at a house show. Such was the case in 1990, when WWF champion The Ultimate Warrior tangled with ravishing Rick Rude in a 10-minute and 5-second steel cage match that ran about 10 minutes too long. Our only satisfaction is the oft-repeated story that Rick Rude slapped the Warrior backstage silly when he refused to stop stiffing Rude in the ring during their house show program. Number 22. Brock Lesnar vs Roman Reigns. After a 504-day reign as Universal Champion, the Beast Incarnate was finally slayed by Roman Reigns. In fact, both the title changing hands and ending the match as quickly as possible were the only redeeming qualities from this main event. Otherwise, apart from the probable Money in the Bank cash-in, fans had zero interest in this WrestleMania rematch. Number 21. Hulk Hogan vs Shawn Michaels. 2005 saw what should have been a dream match between two undeniable icons of this business. It also should have been the beginning of a 3-match series between Hogan and Michaels. That is until the Hulkster decided he was going over and nixed any rematches. This led to Shawn Michaels overselling Hogan's moves during the main event with a performance that combined the reactions of gunshot wounds and epileptic seizures. Michaels' ego, not to mention Hogan's as well, robbed the fans of a main event for the ages. Number 20. John Cena vs Brock Lesnar. If you like seeing John Cena getting squashed like a bug, you may want to rank this 2014 match in the top 10 of our SummerSlam rankings, as Cena took 16 German suplexes and 2 F5s on his way to dropping the WWE Heavyweight Championship. However, this lopsided main event went on an interminable 60 minutes plus, leaving even the strongest of Cena haters shouting, "Finish him." Number 19. 2003's Elimination Chamber match. In 2003, the Elimination Chamber was still a novelty, so this match for Triple H's World Heavyweight Championship had the intrigue of whether Helmsley and Evolution stablemate Randy Orton could thwart the other challengers and the interest in seeing the Chamber itself. This main event could have been decent, but it was ruined by the screwjob ending that saw Ric Flair help Helmsley rob Goldberg of the win, making Goldberg look like a chump. Number 18. John Cena vs Randy Orton. Perhaps it's the thought of how the Cena-Orton feud seemed to drag on forever, but 2007 Cena vs Orton main event for Cena's WWE Championship was no way to start a feud. The match was decent, but only stood out because the undercard was mediocre for a SummerSlam. Number 17. The Rock vs Booker T. 2001's Invasion angle was hoping to capitalize on the mega success of the previous month's aptly named Invasion pay-per-view. Here, The Rock battled Booker T for the WCW Championship, with the People's Champion overcoming special referee Shane McMahon's biased officiating to defeat Booker for his first WCW Championship. This was a decent match, but as we shall see, the main events are only going to get better, making this a respectable 17th. Number 16. Shawn Michaels vs Vader. This could have been a dream match of David vs Goliath, as both Michaels and Vader epitomized these archetypes. Unfortunately, both men were operating at less than 100%, with Michaels' personal demons holding him back, and Vader having returned from shoulder surgery too soon. Michaels' real-life animosity with Vader prevented this from being one for the ages, but all things considered, it was still a surprisingly good match. Number 15. John Cena vs Edge. 2006's SummerSlam saw the continuation of the hot feud between the rated R superstar Edge and John Cena, with the WWE Championship up for grabs in a match stipulation where Edge would lose the belt should he be disqualified. With Cena wrestling in his hometown of Boston, fans should have known Cena's fate was sealed, but Edge and Cena put on a gripping match, with Lita helping Edge win the bout thanks to a pair of brass knuckles. Cena's quest for the WWE Championship would lead to a fantastic TLC bout at September's Unforgiven show in Toronto. Number 14. Brock Lesnar vs Triple H. 2012 saw Brock Lesnar and Triple H wrestle the first of a 3-match encounter that ran through 2013. Here, Triple H was returning from a kayfabe broken arm he'd suffered at the hands of Brock Lesnar and was determined to get revenge in this no disqualification match. This match was a true slobber knocker and no one-sided affair, making for an action-packed encounter that nearly ran 20 minutes. Brock Lesnar would triumph, leading to a rematch at WrestleMania 29. Number 13. The Mega Powers vs the Megabucks. This ranking may be influenced by nostalgia, but the first SummerSlam main event actually stands the test of time, as the battle between the Mega Powers, which was Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage with Miss Elizabeth, and the Megabucks of Ted DiBiase and Andre the Giant with Virgil, had fans wondering whether special referee Jesse the Body Ventura might be influenced by DiBiase's bribes. Cynics can say this one set the bar low for future SummerSlam main events, but we think it was excellent for its time, and without it, there would have been no subsequent SummerSlams. Number 12. Brock Lesnar vs Samoa Joe vs Roman Reigns vs Braun Strowman. These 4 wrestlers made it possible this might be a literally and figurative fatal 4-way match, as all 4 beat each other mercilessly in their quest for Brock Lesnar's Universal Championship belt. This 2017 match was an out-and-out brawl that lived up to fans' expectations, and even though Lesnar emerged as champion, the fans felt they got their money's worth. Number 11. Stone Cold Steve Austin vs Triple H vs Mankind. Jesse the Body Ventura was acting governor of Minnesota when he decided he'd serve as a special referee for this bout. While his participation drew the controversy Vince McMahon had counted on, the main event sold itself with 3 superstars of the Attitude Era working in their prime, and Helmsley seeking his first WWF Championship. This match proved to be everything the fans had counted on, and featured the bonus of Mankind winning his 3rd WWF Championship. Triple H wouldn't have to wait long for the belt, as he defeated Mankind the next night on Raw to win his first WWF Championship, though it would have been great if he actually won it at SummerSlam. Number 10. Chris Benoit vs Randy Orton. 2004 was the year the WWE decided to take Randy Orton to the next level, elevating the Evolution member from upper carder to main eventer. Orton and Benoit's match was a technical masterpiece that kept fans guessing whether the Canadian crippler could throw back the challenge of the upstart. Benoit couldn't, and Orton ended the match with an RKO, followed by a post-match handshake, planting the seeds for an ill-conceived face turn for Orton. Number 9. Bret Hart vs The Undertaker. The excellence of execution and the Phenom have given fans many great matches, but it's hard to think of one as good as 1997's SummerSlam main event. This instant classic had the added intrigue of Hart's arch-rival Shawn Michaels serving as special guest referee, a situation that factored into the finish when Michaels swung a chair at Hart only to strike The Undertaker and give Hart the win. This would lead to Taker and Michaels' famous Hell in a Cell match 2 months later at Bad Blood, which also featured the debut of Kane. Number 8. John Cena vs CM Punk. The WWE couldn't have asked for a better storyline for this match, as CM Punk began the Summer of Punk, only to walk out on the company with the WWE Championship in July after his contract expired. The WWE held a tournament to crown a new champion, only for Punk to return in August, leading to a question of who was the undisputed WWE Champion. This seesaw battle led to Punk getting the win, only for Kevin Nash to powerbomb Punk, allowing Alberto Del Rio to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase and win the WWE title. Number 7. The British Bulldog vs Bret Hart. It's hard to believe an Intercontinental Championship bout would ever headline a SummerSlam, but 1992's event in Wembley Stadium pitted the beloved British Bulldog Davey Boy Smith challenging his brother-in-law Bret the Hitman Hart for the Intercontinental Championship strap. Still considered one of the greatest technical matches in SummerSlam history, and undoubtedly Davey Boy Smith's finest hour, English fans cheered as Smith won his first singles championship. Over 80,000 fans attended this SummerSlam, making it one of the WWF's most lucrative events and one treasured by fans. Number 6. CM Punk vs Jeff Hardy. 2009 saw CM Punk's new status as a heel taking off as he and Jeff Hardy battled over the WWF Championship. Here, Hardy and Punk battled in an action-packed TLC match, full of suspense and high spots. The charismatic Enigma was on his way out of the WWE, but he still put on a great match, falling to Punk and doing the time-honored tradition the following week when he lost a loser leaves town cage match to Punk. Number 5. Edge vs The Undertaker. This is a match where what happened after the match eclipsed a fantastic match. At 2008 SummerSlam, The Undertaker got his long-awaited revenge on Edge, destroying his opponent in a brutal Hell in a Cell match before pinning him for the win. The Undertaker wasn't finished, however, as he took Edge to the top of a ladder, choke-slamming him through the mat apron and summoning fire that seemingly engulfed him. This spectacle was a great way to end the feud and take Edge off WWE television for several months. Number 4. The Rock vs Triple H vs Kurt Angle. Was 2000 the best year of the Attitude Era? If you think so, 2000's SummerSlam main event gives you plenty of evidence to support the idea. This triple threat match featured fantastic work from all three men, and the added suspense of the ongoing love triangle between Kurt Angle, Stephanie McMahon-Helmsley, and Triple H. Number 3. Stone Cold Steve Austin vs The Undertaker. Stone Cold Steve Austin's ongoing war with Vince McMahon turned a new page when the Brothers of Destruction set their sight on Austin and the WWF Championship. 1998 SummerSlam featured one of several Austin-Undertaker matchups, but these two superstars proved there are many ways to tell an entertaining story in the ring when you have the drive and the talent. Number 2. The Rock vs Brock Lesnar. 2002 was the year of Brock Lesnar, with the WWE's rookie getting arguably the biggest push in the promotion's history, steamrolling through opponents as he won that year's King of the Ring and a WWE Undisputed Championship title match against The Rock at SummerSlam. Although Lesnar didn't dominate the Great One, his impressive outing made for one of the biggest title wins in SummerSlam history, highlighted by Lesnar being the youngest wrestler to win the belt at the time. And number 1. John Cena vs Daniel Bryan. Say what you will about John Cena, but this WWE superstar is a proven commodity at the box office, something represented by his many appearances in the main event and this list. Daniel Bryan had shown the main event superstars come in all sizes, utilising his remarkable technical skills and affinity with the fans to climb to the main event spot. With Triple H acting as special referee, Cena and Bryan worked nearly 27 minutes before Bryan pinned Cena to win his first WWE Championship. After the match, Randy Orton cashed in his Money in the Bank contract, with Triple H pedigreeing Bryan for the assist. This would usher in Randy Orton's reign as champion and the launch of the Authority storyline. Well guys, there you have it. Every SummerSlam main event ranked from worst to best. What did you think of our rankings? Let us know in the comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.